Good morning, welcome to Piece of Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint pieces. Sometimes people watch me paint them. Sometimes people don't. But we do this every weekday. Well, most weekdays. I am a human being, and it's only one of me. It's only me, and sometimes I have appointments or children obligations or whatever. Life happens. Everybody knows that. But yeah, we say we paint stuff. We talk about kind of whatever comes up. We try to keep it a little bit on the lighter side. Better if we do that. If not, it gets a little. It's just not fun. Anyway, yeah. For anybody who hasn't ever been around, seeing what we do, it's not just this view. We're gonna switch over here in a second. Yeah, we'll paint some things and we'll talk about stuff. And if you like what you see, give us the likes, the subscribes, all those things. It helps. It helps grow the channel. I just dropped something on the floor. I'm trying to clean up my messes as I go, and it never works out well. I always drop more stuff trying to clean up when I'm talking on camera. I really should just not. I should just I'm gonna wait to clean that little thing that I noticed up later. But that's not how humans work, is it? Honestly, we kind of get distracted off in our own little things, and then we gonna go that way. Some people, it's really hard. They have conditions where it makes it even more difficult. So I'm going to slide me up here and move that over there. And turn on our open sign. There we go. Ooh. My phone's buzzing. Don't know why. Don't care. So this is a sniper priest. This is just for a game called Trench Crusade. Hopefully we can get a pretty good focus in here. Come on, focus for me. Focus. There we go. It liked it when it got to the back. I'd start spinning it, I guess. So as you can see, it's a nice sculpt, man. There's a lot of fun stuff on it. And of course, he's got this crazy sniper rifle with a long scope. So lots of little things. There's like a knife here. Looks like a pistol holster there. Cross. So pretty simple, but there's lots of fun little things to pick out, which is what you really kind of want for a wargaming model. Now this is a 3D print. His feet are pretty flat. I don't think we're gonna have to do any filing to him. He looks pretty good coming out of the print. This is from their pre-supported version of these prints. I got these on the Kickstarter. That is no longer alive. Now we're into the actual official time of the Trench Crusade. So yeah, looks pretty cool. So Trench Crusade is really interesting in that it's a war game that takes place. It's like World War I, but it's not. During the First Crusade, the Templars accidentally opened up a portal to hell. Well, I mean, not accidentally, actually. I think it was like pretty purposeful. And some of the Templars got a little out of control. And that kind of stuff happens. And opened up the gates of hell and in Jerusalem. And the hell has poured out, and there has been ceaseless war ever since. Now there's a big long timeline, and I could get that and stuff like that if people are interested in something like that. We could definitely put the timeline in and talk about it as we paint these things. Let's have a whole. Now this army is close to being done. I posted some of those pictures. Well, I should say squads. I posted some of these pictures earlier. Not pictures, but well, I guess pictures. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you can find us over there. But this is this is one of the units. This is like one of their heavy support guys. I named him Bull because it's fun. And it's got aces. I put that ace of spades on here. I love him. So, and then this is like a yeoman, so kind of like a doughboy, which is great. It's really cool. So I'm keeping them kind of set up for that era of time, the World War I era. So I've seen some people do more like the French look and stuff like that, but I'm trying to do more like the British or American Expedition Force. Although we did put a little. This is the flag of New Antioch, which is partially French. It's got the fleur-de-lis and stuff on it. So, but anyway, this particular squad is from New Antioch, which is after the original Antioch was destroyed. They founded the New Antioch, and now the forces of good live there and try and keep up with stuff. Okay, so he's a priest, but he's also in combat. So, let's see. So there's some priest robes. Alright. So I got a couple of different things here. I like that. That looks like an actual painting from the time. Here's some more. I like these. Ooh, I like this purple. These are neat. Let's see what we got. So you could definitely make this outer robe part one color. I really like that one. That purple's fun. Make it a real muddy purple. Although that's pretty neat too. That's a lot of work though. Okay. Ooh, I like that purple. Alright, let's take a look at him. So they've got a lot. I like that nice tan brown look. I don't think we want to put white on him. I mean, if we do put a purple on him, we're going to make it a pretty muddy, dark purple. Pretty real dark. We want like dioxazine. Chemical purple. I like that idea. First, I was thinking that I was going to do it in like a whole bunch of browns, but man, we can. I like a little purple. That's going to be fun. That'll be fun. Okay. Oh man. Tacky glue right here before I smack that thing all over the place. And I I really am starting to enjoy this new microphone. It's really nice. We can at least do this inside part purple. And then we can do the top like something else if we want. This purple tracks real dark. Right on it goes, boom, boom, boom. Take my time. Make sure I got it in the right places. I like that idea, and then we'll come back with that nice, that tan or white color. Almost feel like we'll pull that off with a Naples gray and a wash and be done. Yeah, come back maybe a little bit with Naples and then maybe it's white on it. The question is, do I make the whole cloak purple or just this bottom part? Let's take a look at that picture again. See, there's a bunch of those hoods. Hoods were common. A lot of them look like they were. See, and that cloak looks a lot more like these old style things, but that's kind of what I did not want to do, was that brown. That's fun. Looks like a lot of times those hoods were the same color. That one's got it as a white. And most of the time it looks like it's the same color. guess that's part of whatever that board is, huh? Now that part, that will taper. Probably do this. It doesn't have to. Hey, Kari's back. Oh no, well, I hope you're feeling better. It sounds like you've been in and out of the hospital a lot lately. I'm glad to hear you're back though. Yeah, it's interesting. They blind themselves. According to the lore, I don't know if you kept up on any of this Trench Crusade stuff that's come out, but according to the lore, they like blind themselves, and then they basically rely on God to correct their shot, and that's it. It's pretty interesting. We need a medic next. I think I'm gonna use this plague doctor thing I have as my medic. I'm gonna have to deck him out with some more stuff, but he's pretty awesome. Might have to change what's in his hand or something. But, yeah, so the world has been at war with the forces of hell since the end of the First Crusade in like, was that 11 something, 10 something? And now it's back up to World War I time. So I think it's 1911 is when they're starting it. 1911 or 1914. I can't remember which one they decided they were going with. And so it's trench warfare, but it's the forces of heaven versus the forces of hell. And this guy is a sniper for the forces of heaven. One of the forces of heaven. There's also there's two different there's multiple forces for each side, and not only the Christians are represented, but there's also a Muslim faction. So far, they haven't done anything for any Eastern religions, but it would be cool for them to do some of that stuff. It's not like the idea of demons is completely relegated to the West. Although Chinese and Japanese demons are different. They're not always completely evil. Some of them are trying to like redeem themselves and stuff like that. So it's a very interesting concept. I like a lot of the differences that we have and the ideas of demons. We also, like, every culture, every religion has some sort of demon or evil force, some sort of darkness, some sort of something. I find that fascinating. I find it fascinating that no matter what part of the world you're in, there's that common sense of absolute fear of something otherworldly. Yeah, we're gonna do, I don't know, we haven't played D&D in a while. Hopefully I can get my kids back into playing it. They've been busy doing a whole bunch of other stuff lately, so, you know. they get caught up on their own thing, and then it's hard to get them back into it, and then once they get back into it, they're having a good time. And I don't really have an adult game going right now, which is odd. Usually I have some sort of adult game going, but I haven't really, I don't know, I don't have anybody who wants to play, I guess. Interesting. I should talk to my my lovely wife and see what she thinks about starting another game. That sounds like fun to me. So anyway, all that aside, okay. Start this with raw umber. It's a pretty thin coat here, a little watery. I really want it to be able to find all the recesses and pockets. I'm not really worried too much about overpaint right now. A lot of this stuff can be a little dingy. Some of my paint groups make fun of grimdark just means cover it in brown wash. Which is funny. It's funny, but it's not too inaccurate. And there is a little bit of give and take. You don't want to just completely bury it in browns and completely cover it in so much wash you can't see any details anymore. Or maybe you do. If that's what you like, then you should totally do that. Honestly, that's the coolest thing about painting miniatures, guys. Is like you can seriously paint it however you want. This is actual fingers versus this guy how close one. Those are like actual fingers. We're gonna paint like actual fingers and hope. Did I get it right? That is what we're gonna do. The only problem with this particular sculpts is that you're not really able to get into all those spots when you have a sculpt like this. It's just kind of part how it is. I'm gonna have kind of those leather bits, whatever they are. I'm debating it. The wood part of the rifle too. So just do it here so we can get all that started. So just trying to find crevices, make sure we get stuff in there. Yes. Yep. Germany's got a lot of old folklore. They got a lot of different little religions came through there over the years, different cultures. Germany's fascinating. How many different things it was part of, and it was mostly a loose confederation of kingdoms for a vast majority of its history, either through the Germanic tribes that were in the area, or the later kingdoms during the Prussian eras and such like that. I love history. I'm a huge fan of it. Huge fan of watching it so you can figure out how to not do that again. Although somehow we always do it again. I don't know how humanity does it, but man, we have this track record of falling into the same pit traps over and over and over again. And this era was one of them. That World War I era was terrible for everybody. I try to remind people too that, you know, governments wage wars. People don't. People are in the wars, but they're not the ones who started the war. You know, organizations start wars. Governments do that. Even the guy who shot Archduke Ferdinand, that guy was part of an organization. He was part of a Serbian terrorism organization. So, I mean, like, and then all those treaties kicked in, and all those nations decided to go to war. The people who fought at them just fought at them. I mean, yeah, some of them were probably amped up and excited, but that's just how it goes. Yeah, I don't know if there's much going on with the Americans during this time. I know, we'll see. With the Trench Crusade, I know Germany has been purged again, and it is free of the Black Grail again, which is a horrible pestilence that's striking all of Europe. We can almost get this guy on a base soon. That'll make it a lot easier. Just make sure we get everything underneath. Yeah, the world's got such rich history. It's so cool how far we've come. Just hopefully we can keep going forward. But we'll see, right? Okay. I think he goes on these little guys. I don't have any toppers for them yet. Oh, I do. They're on the printer. It's okay. We'll deal with it tomorrow. Put them on the base tomorrow. Okay. Alright, base coat's on. We're going to start working from the inside out. First off, I'm going to put just a little bit more of a dark color in there. It's a Mars black. Just to kind of darken all that up. Very light, very light. I'm trying not to paint into any of these crevices that are here. We have to, we can come back and do a little bit of work with some washes to kind of fix anything we mess up. I really don't want to, we don't have to. Try to keep those brush strokes tight. And on this direction. So let's see. Back to this. So there's New Antioch, which is what these guys are fighting for, and then there's the Iron Sultanate, which is the Muslims, and their organization, which they live in the mountains still, and they fight from where they can, and really giving the forces of hell what for. And then let's see, there's the Trench Pilgrims, which are kind of like, I think it's based off like the Pilgrim's Crusade and the like the Children's Crusade and stuff like that, where these people are just common folk who have decided they want to join the ranks and fight the forces of evil. So that's a pretty interesting faction. And then I felt like there was one more good fight guy faction, but like it's slipping my head right now. Anyway, then for the bad guys, for the demons and stuff, they have the Black Grail, which I have Black Grail pieces. That's what we're going to paint those after we get New Antioch. So we've got that going for us, and then we've got the Black Grail is led by Beelzebub, and he's like the Lord of Pestilence. And so it's kind of like your zombie disease army. A little Nurgle-esque for those of you who are familiar with Warhammer. And then there's the Court of the Serpent. And then there's Heretic Legions. I feel like that's it for the bad guy. That might be right. It might be 3 and 3. At least for now, there's always possibilities. And these guys encourage a lot of like kit bashing and that sort of stuff. So you could always come up with kind of your own thing. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's I'm still learning about this one. I just know about a lot about the history in the real world from that era up, because I find World War One fascinating. I also find all of the spaces in between the Crusades and World War One very fascinating history. Because it doesn't say what happened with Napoleon. Did Napoleon come back? What happened? Was he somebody? They even said that. What about some of these other people? Is the Bismarck still around? Who are the generals on the sides of the good guys? Who's there? Who's alive? I think at one point in time they do mention Joan of Arc coming back. So like Joan of Arc happened. But like, so what other historical events? And they haven't released it yet, and they're going to. So I'm excited. I don't want to jump the shark, so to speak. So it'll be exciting to see what they do. And I love Warhammer and stuff like that. I think 40K is really awesome. But this idea has a lot of legs. And the artists that's sculpting these things I'm big fans of their work. In general, they did a lot of work on Diablo, the Diablo games. If you've ever played any of those, which are some of my favorites, actually playing Diablo 4 right now. Myself, I'm not very far in it because I don't have video games, but I do log on to some Diablo every now and then. So you have all this stuff that you can do, all these spots in history and people in history that can be pulled out and used. I mean, you can just change it slightly and it kind of writes itself. Warhammer is just so far away that sometimes it doesn't feel realistic. It doesn't feel gritty enough. You can put just too much of that goofiness to it, which is some of what I like. And I love the orcs that the orcs are kind of like a sea mushroom. I think that's fun. And I like that stuff. But I also like this nittier, grittier stuff. And as Warhammer kind of goes mainstream, they're going to be forced to get a little bit more nittier and grittier. They're already afraid to really do up things the way they could be done. Like Slanesh. Slanesh is supposed to be the goddess of excess, not just, BDSM. But like all their models are like BDSM. I had to hold a lecture about Otto von Bismarck last week. There you go. See, like, that's the thing is, that guy should be, with this being Trench Crusade, that person should be around in the history of it. Like, so you gotta wonder, what happened, what's really going on, what's the hot take, what changed and what didn't. The historical timelines are really fascinating. Like the idea of alternate timelines, I think is really cool. Some of my favorite X-Men stuff they did was when the timelines were getting messed up and people were trying to fix them. And I always find that hella fascinating. I think that's like slipping through time. And I'm a huge Dune fan. I love Dune, and if you read that, you get a lot of you get to see a lot more about how Paul Atreides and Ben Leto see through into the future and the past and the present all at the same time. And like the idea of that is super cool. And like the idea of the multiple timelines, what's that other word? What's that other thing? That's the butterfly effect. Like what things change history forever? What really does? Is it, obviously a butterfly in North Dakota isn't actually gonna, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Probably, maybe. But a certain person gets assassinated when they weren't supposed to be assassinated, that can change giant swaths of a timeline. And so like, or somebody lived through an assassination that wasn't supposed to live through an assassination. Like that kind of stuff really just like, it's like candy to me. I love it. I love that idea. So I'm talking about like old Marvel comics. I'm not talking about the in-game thing on the movies. That wasn't what I was talking about. I'm an oldie. So, well, I'm not that old. I'm only 40-something, 45. I'm not that old yet. It's coming. It's coming fast. Faster than I wanted to. Let the days go by. Switch over to ever smaller brushes to get this accomplished. That's what I'm going to say. So yeah, apparently they have they already have a submarines and a space program. um, on various sides of things, which is very, very odd. Pretty cool, but a little strange. So, see about that. And then, what else? Man, it's an interesting game. It's very interesting. I'm still trying to learn a lot of it myself. And then I bought some other parts to kind of help us make up the difference. Like, we've got a bunch of different types of rifles. We'll get a radio backpack. This might be cool to put on something. One of these yeomen or something like that. Not this one in particular, but because he's got a hood. So I got a bunch of other ones. Let's see. And then these are part of the Black Grail. These are some of the bad guys. Hey, no worries. It's good to see you, Sir McBeardsly. We're working on Trench Crusade. Here's one of the other yeomen I'm working on. I guess I could just start working on all these at kind of the same time. Goodness sakes. As we kind of go through it. And I don't want this to be this color, so we're going to kind of keep this guy a little bit more on this, towards this Naples yellow color. Cuff to his shirt. We'll check that. Let's see what it looks like. First coat down, kind of like so. Some leather colors. Do I do this one? Or do I do this one? Raw. Like raw sienna. Oh man, yeah. Countries always teach history mostly from their point of view until you get into college and stuff like that. But like when you're in elementary school, they very much teach the point of view of wherever you're living. For good or ill. Like sometimes that point of view actually is false. Like it's not right. It's not real. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's pretty accurate. And then most of the time it's a blend. Most of the time there's facts and fiction kind of interspersed. I'm gonna turn those gray. Or that green. Make those other patches green. Canvas green. That's what we've been doing on these. So we'll do that. What is that? Is that a piece of wood? Where is that? I wonder how other people have colored that. So like a little, I don't know, it looks like, honestly, it looks like a board. It might be a piece of This guy's mostly greens. That's what he did. And he did his as like a piece of metal. There's the imagery from the actual art. Well, I haven't actually gotten to play it yet, so I can't tell you what the game is like. I know that there's a lot of people. That's nice work. That's good work. Look at that. That guy's got some solid chops. Impressive. Looks good. I like that kind of green. So you can see it's trending pretty hard right now. It's fairly popular. So we'll have to see where it goes. But I mean, you're talking about they're trying to take on GW, and you're taking on Games Workshop, man. James don't play games, y'all. Like, James is brutal and vicious. They might just buy Trench Crusade just to bury it. They're like that. Like, it's weird. But I don't know. It's different enough of a concept that it's different enough of a concept that I think you could get away. I think it'll have some staying power. I don't know how much, but like, people didn't think Conquest was going to be able to stick around either, and now Conquest is still around. People are still playing that game and buying it and using it to play Warhammer, and buying Warhammer and using it to play Conquest, even though they're two new scales. But they do this. This will be interesting. I don't know. It's definitely to be determined. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. I like the concept. A lot of the other people I know that are painters like the concept. And then they just picked up the art designer from StarCraft, I think. Or a couple other designers, some other art designers. They picked them up. So we should be getting a new round of things, which will be cool because like, you know, 6 factions is a good start, but people are going to be clamoring for more, and not just more that they make themselves, but like more that the company pulls out. Like, people have kind of gotten away from the way it was when I first started getting into wargaming, which was there was a lot more custom designs for your armies. People really took time to like lore out their own stuff. But a lot of people now just want to have an army to play, and they want to have a lore to follow, and they don't want to have to do all the making up their own stuff, which totally understand. God, I get it. I totally get it. I'm kind of in between them both. I like them both. I like having lore for my characters inside of an army, but I don't know that I necessarily feel like going all the way in and creating my own chapters anymore. That's an awful lot of extra work. Oof, that's a tight fit. Yeah, it's gonna be a strange one. It's hard to take out the king, you know. GW has been the king for a long time. I'm definitely not saying it can't be done. But they've had kind of a lock on the Grimoire for a while. 40K has. So we shall see. We shall see. Okay, if that piece is metal, then I want to make his chest plate metal. I want to make this piece in here part of that. Question is wet metal. Kind of like the idea of put this dark silver down and then finish the Punisher this morning. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good show. They didn't do bad on it at it. Oh, man. Because, okay, the people that you're talking about that gravitate towards the Punisher are gravitating towards him because of guns and explosions. They don't really know Punisher. They don't really, and they all picture themselves as you know, if that ever happened to me, I'd go like Frank Castle. I'd be like that. That's how I would go. That's how I would be. Even if that's not real, even if they're, you know, the idea, they're not really going to go out and set up a craziness like that. Oh, like the original part of Daredevil, they're getting ready to come up. They're getting ready to drop a new version of Daredevil, which looks really good. Or no, a new season, I guess. Yeah, it's cool gun guy that goes on rampage. That's it. That's all there is to it. Searching for any deeper meaning into the people who put all those crazy weird Punisher skulls up on their trucks is not. You're just going to make yourself crazy. There's no deeper meaning there. Vigilante gun guy. That's all you got to say. And they're going to buy tickets. They're ready to go. Teach their own way, I say, but I was never that big with Punisher. I like Punisher, but like, there's a lot of really cool other characters out there. Punisher always kind of seemed like a cheap jab at making another Batman. Like it's like over the top Batman. You're like, oh well, your Batman can't kill anybody. Our Batman can kill everybody. Be super soft when you come across these guys. Blend them in and you will see them. Kind of stain it just a little bit more. Get that dirt color back to it. Gives me another field. I doubt a guy like a sniper priest is gonna do a lot of clothes washing. He might. Blind priest. Marvel Defenders. Yeah. Oh, I get it. Yeah, okay. You start playing Rivals and I go, oh, I'll check those guys out. Yeah. The Iron Fist show is terrible. It was just straight bad. They should have made that show. At least the way they did, it was, oof, it was bad. It got a lot of shtick too, like, for being bad. Honestly, it was kind of the first cracks in the Marvel armor. Was that one? That's when it started. They need to kind of let it go for a little while, but they're not gonna. They're gonna keep doing comic and superhero movies forever. Yeah, in the comics he's hard as heck. He's hard with a scratch. But in the game, or I mean, in the show they made about him wasn't good, and it should have been. Like, it could have been. It could have been. starting to look real old and dirty, like it used to be white a long time ago. Or linen. Used to be at least more like a linen color. But you can tell it's seen better days. Bounced right off the microphone. That was funny. Also, can I use a little bit of that umbery color more as a to use as shadows here in the bottoms? We want this light to really kind of come out on the bottom of this cloak, but not quite as much in the tops. Alright, I'm gonna stop messing with it today. We'll come back tomorrow. I gotta get him on a base, so I gotta get the stuff out of the printer and all that stuff and get him on and get him on something so we can start doing that. So anyway, yeah, we're going to come back tomorrow. We'll work on some more Trench Crusade stuff. So probably gonna do Trench Crusade for a little while, and then we'll jump back on to, I think we have like 2 more Elden Ring pieces to do. I gotta talk to Monsieur Gold and see what he says, and we'll figure that out. Until then, you guys enjoy some Trench Crusade stuff, and we'll we'll have to talk to you guys tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna get some chores done around the house and get ready to go out and drive around at night and all that. Yeah, very good. It was a good day. Got a lot done. Almost got that whole piece finished. Probably have that guy done in like 2 sessions. It's a pretty easy paint job. So anyway, you guys have a great day. I really appreciate everybody who comes by. If you like what you saw, just likes and subscribes. Great to see you again, Hikari. I hope you feel better. I'm glad to see you feeling better. I'm glad you're back from the medical. So that's good. Anyway, you guys take it easy. We're going to talk to you later. Bye.